guys, how's it going? So yeah, KT170's came in from Black Ice Audio on Friday. So was not very thrilled after I plugged them in. There was no treble response whatsoever. It was all mushy and shit. I mean, the bass increase was there and the gain increase in gain and all that, but I was like, what the fuck did I do? Then I did some reading online, and yes, it's about 250 hours of break-in, which is unbelievable for me because I'm not a believer in break-in. But right now I've been running these things for pretty much 24 hours straight, with a couple of small tiny breaks in between. And yeah, the treble is starting to open up. When I listen to female voices, the sibilances are starting to come through again, whereas yesterday it was just total mush. And also I found a small bad connection between one of my jumper wires between the top section and the bottom section. But the main purpose of this video is this woofer needs juice. And I'm going to say something now, and I'll reference my video from 3 years ago when I did the comparison of the Gelita 3502P versus Leo's original Orchard Audio amp with just the one power supply and a couple of rail capacitors. In that video, it was a toss-up between the two, and in the end I wound up selling the Gelita, and I was going to hand build those Orchard Audio amplifiers, which was a mistake, but hey, live and learn. I wound up buying the modules from Leo 6 months later. Anyhow, so with all that said, now that I've got these Argent Pure mono blocks with the big cap banks, I think it's 72,000 microfarads is what we're shoving into this, with the custom 800 watt power supply. It works fine in this setup, right? It's obviously got enough juice to move the woofers and all that, but god damn, that thing up there with these KT170 tubes in it today, cheers, hats off. I mean, damn, this is the Japanese whiskey that Kurt brought me last Friday. Finally cracked it open tonight. So what a difference. I mean, I'm now, I wouldn't call myself a tube snob, and I wouldn't put this guy down for any reason. Everything comes down to taste, right? With the KT170's and the Black Ice F100's, using the XLR input, the body of the sound just went like literally 100x, bigger, I guess you could say, like more bolder sounding. Bass definition, I don't need the subwoofers on anymore, right? The only thing right now is because of the break-in time, it needs, I'm assuming, the 250 hours, and I'm going on a work trip next week, so I'm going to probably leave these things on 24/7, even though my wife is totally dead set against it. But hey, I ran them last night, overnight, and the power resistor didn't go up in flames, and neither did the amp. So basically I took the burn-in track on the PS Audio Audiophiles Guide SACD and just run it overnight in a looped sequence, and we're good to go. But I'm getting more and more impressed with these KT170's as the hours pass. I even had a visitor over here, which is going to be a topic for another video. He's also an Orchard Audio customer, and he's curious about tubes and stuff like that. So I had him sit down, and we listened to the Argent Pure amp for about a half an hour, and then we played the same tracks through these guys. And first thing was, he kept thinking that the center channel was on. And I said, no, man, go put your ear up to the tweeter. It's off. But I also get that same effect with the Argent Pure with the silver wire, which I've mentioned in an earlier video, but you don't get the big body of sound that you get with those tubes. I mean, I'm now a firm believer, but to say Class D is bad or Class D is this, that's totally wrong, right? Yeah, Class D, you need a tube input stage or a really damn good JFET input stage to warm them up and really, you know, get them close to tube sounding, but it's still not there. I mean, honestly, the KT88's that I had originally in those and the 6550's that my friend lent me, they're great tubes, right? They're not power monsters or anything like that, but it's such a toss-up between the sound of this Argent Pure and the smaller tubes in the black ice amps. You know, the same thing that I said for the Gelita, I had KT150's, right? But now with these big boy KT170's, you know, and I get it, the tube snobs, it's not everybody's cup of tea, right? But for me, I need the power. I need the bass impact, you know. I love the fact that I don't need any EQ or nothing. Just those tubes was all I needed to do. And now I've got subwoofer-like bass coming out of the Cornwalls, right? The mids are obviously there, but the highs, hopefully by the time these things are broken in, the sibilances will be completely 100% back again. I don't want to bi-amp them because it would be such a waste of, you know, over $1,000 worth of tubes just to drive a woofer 700 hertz and down. So that's my quick little review. I'm sold on these things. I just, you know, it's patience is the, you know, patience is a motherfucker, right? Just gotta wait. Just gotta wait. I mean, it's unfortunately what I love about Class D, which you don't get with Class A, Class AB, or tube amps, is there's no burn-in. I don't give a shit what anybody fucking says. Class D amplifiers are a switch. It's either on or it's off, right? People will have it in their heads, placebo effect. Oh, it sounded so different after, you know, I ran it for a week and all that bullshit. That's just your ears adjusting to the sound of the amp. But in the case of that versus that, with the new tubes in it, you don't need to be an audiophile or anybody to realize yesterday on fresh startup, they sounded like shit. Now they're starting to, you know, get into that wow factor. And the more you crank the volume, the more they want it. That's my review for tonight. I'm going to do a couple other videos probably tomorrow. But at the end of the day, man, I'm literally sold on these things. Have a good rest of your weekend, guys. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and bye for now. Cheers. Happy Easter.